What's good, everyone? My name is Casey Crutchfield, and welcome to episode 8 of Enjoy Life. A little bit different scenery here again today. We're here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. My guest today, he is a native of St. James Parish, former Wildcat state champion, now going into his senior year at LSU. My man, Mr. Sai'Vion Jones.
Hey,
How we
thanks.
doing?
Thanks for having me, man.
No problem. Thank you for inviting me into your home. Just come and talk with you for a little while. So just to kind of start off, how we're feeling about the season so far, where we're at right now. Just I know it's nothing too serious, just kind of workouts and everything. So you want to tell us how that's going?
Yeah, it's pretty early right now, but I can see like glimpse of what we are going to be in the future later on in the season. Like even though it's still like real early, I see like I can still see like some faces that we're gonna need to remember, later on.
For sure. So just before we get into the whole LSU football and everything, start you off with some icebreaker questions. So as a kid growing up, who was your favorite team, sports team, just in general?
I say my favorite sports team was the 49ers. Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't really, I was young. I didn't really have a reason why. I
Uh-huh.
just saw them one day and I was like,
That's your
that's
team.
that's my team.
Uh-huh. Uh Also, as we're filming this probably won't get aired until after the finals, but are you rooting for anyone special in the finals?
Well, I mean, I always been a Kyrie fan. I've been following him since. Well, I started when he was with the Cavs with LeBron
Uh-huh.
because I used to like LeBron and I never really heard of Kyrie. Man, when I saw him and LeBron play together, I was like, yo, who is this dude?
Yeah,
Like,
for
he
sure.
he's shifty. So, I really I like how he play. I like his movements, and I like how he finished to the goal. So, I'm really rooting for Kyrie.
Yeah, and right now they're down 2-0, so hopefully they can
Yeah.
make it a series, give it a little comeback. In your opinion, this just kind of made me think about it. Do you consider LeBron James the GOAT?
Mm, I say it's a close one, but I say stats wise and accolades and stuff like that. I think
Jordan
Jordan
got
the
him.
better person,
Uh-huh.
but I feel like the fan favorite is LeBron James right now.
You think maybe if he played in today's game, like if they squared up, you think LeBron would have the edge on him?
I feel like just the way modern basketball is now, I think LeBron would up have one up on him. I feel like Jordan got the most is more on the more like he's on the more physical side, and LeBron is a little more technical when it comes to basketball than
Yeah,
Jordan.
I definitely understand where you're coming from on that. So, what are I'm kind of looking around. I'm seeing a lot of the anime. What is your favorite anime? If you had to give me a top three.
Ah, I can easily name the top one spot. That's Attack on Titans all the way.
Okay.
It's my favorite because it got a lot of plot twists, keep you on your feet. I feel like most animes follow a certain a
Script.
certain
It's
script,
kind of slow
and yeah,
sometimes.
and I feel like Attack on Titans really throw a lot of twists when it comes to that. I say my second favorite show is this anime called Erased. It's about this dude who able to go back in time to stop bad disasters from happening, and his mother got killed, so he got sent back like years ago because it always sent him back to where the problem started, and he just had to figure out who the killer was and all that. And I'll say my third favorite show is Hunter x Hunter. Is
Yeah, that's my
Yeah,
one.
it's pretty good. I rewatched it like 5 times.
Yeah.
Um, I really like how Gon and Killer were able to like click up and fight through adversity and stuff like that. I really wish they had another season
For real.
on, but I mean, I just gotta watch. I mean, I don't really read mangas, but if I'm interested enough to finish continuing, then I would read.
If you had a favorite character on Hunter x Hunter, who would it be?
I say my favorite character is hmm, I had to say corrupt because I feel like
That's a good one.
he got like real strong determination. Like I like how his character is developed, where he's like revenge at all costs, and like he's sacrificing a lot just to be able to have the power to fight them and stuff like that.
No, I think that's a good one. So, kind of shifting more towards other things. When did football first like get important into your life?
I say it first got important when, well, I wouldn't say when I was younger because I feel like football was just about having fun when you're young, but
Mm-hmm.
I feel like football got important to me once I realized my potential in playing defensive end. I started off as a wide receiver, but that didn't go too well when, you know, linebacker down the middle on a slant
Yeah.
hit me kind of hard. So, my now I mean my D line coach at the time, which was Bernell Taylor, Coach T. He still coaches at St. James. That's the D line coach. But you know, he opened it up and was like, "Why don't you try defensive end?" And it's like my first time getting in my stance, it just felt natural and stuff like that. So I felt like,
It just kind of came easy for
yeah,
you.
that's when I felt like it got like important to me.
And so that was your freshman year that you started playing defensive end,
Nah, my 8th grade year.
8th grade?
Hmm.
Okay. And so did you play varsity 8th grade year?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Um, so kind of shifting, when did that first offer come in for football?
Mm. My first offer started my first offer came after my sophomore season during the summer. Never gonna forget is ULM, University of Louisiana Monroe. Was real excited to get the news. It was over the phone call. I couldn't remember the recruiter name, but they've been speaking with me for some time, and they just went ahead and felt like they should pull the trigger.
And what grade were you in?
I was finishing 10th grade, going into my junior year.
Okay. So when did bigger schools such as like LSU start to come into the equation?
Well, people always say, and I believe it too. Once one big school come in, then other big schools come in because they don't want that person to have that player. So once I got my first big school, I can't really remember off the top of my head. Maybe like um Virginia or something like that. I don't really remember. But after that, the my first SEC offer was, I want to say Mississippi State or something like that. But after that first SEC offer, it just started coming in like nothing.
Like nothing, yeah.
Yeah.
So did you go visit a lot of places, or did you just stick with LSU throughout the whole process?
I felt like 2021 was the worst time to be doing recruiting because of COVID.
Yeah.
So I mean, when COVID hit, like I couldn't visit nowhere. So I mean, the only place I visited was, well, I visited 3 places. I visited LSU, UTSA, and I had visited North Carolina. Yeah, yeah, North Carolina. But after COVID hit, it was really just online Zoom meetings, which it's not the real
Yeah, it's not the
deal.
same.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what kind of made LSU special, in your opinion? I mean, already being from Louisiana, there's always this like special thing around LSU football. What kind of made you go towards that?
Well, I feel like all recruiting coaches, they hit you with the same stuff. Like we got this where I feel like every school got their ups and downs, but I felt like LSU is what made me feel like home, and like felt like I could have called them family and stuff like that.
Great answer. So, before we get into your time at LSU, what was it like winning the state championship in high school?
Um,
Undefeated season, everything. Tell me about that.
First off, I feel like we the best team that came through St. James High School.
Set the
Definitely,
tone for that for all the St. James
yeah,
former players.
definitely felt like we was the best to come through. But I felt like since the beginning of the season we had in the bag, after we played our first game and stuff like that. But being able to play right there in the Wallace in the Dome and being able to, get a sack on the field in front of your home crowd and all that, it was an amazing experience. Especially being able to get the high school first ring in like 40 years.
Yeah, because they had won a lot of times. Unfortunately, couldn't get the job done those times. But I mean, I actually went to that game. That was a great game. Put it on the boys' back. Yeah.
I felt like it was like that for all our games except for Destrehan. I felt like we relaxed a little once we realized we were beating them, but they slowly started to come back. But I felt like that was the only real close game we had.
Mm-hmm. And do you think that'll be something that just kind of sticks on forever? Like the guys on that team, like, do y'all still stay in touch, close?
Oh yeah, definitely, especially the alignments because that's who you click up with the most is your position group, and especially since we're all from the same area, yeah, we still keep in touch.
Yeah. So finally, freshman year of college comes. What was it like when you first stepped foot in Baton Rouge?
I say all in one word, I'll say overwhelming, but exciting at the same time. Moving in and stuff, being on your own for the first time, it was pretty exciting. And then once school and stuff start roaming around, finding your right class, you might make a mistake and walk into the wrong class, which I did, and stuff like that. Having to go to tutoring after, then you gotta get ready for weightlifting, then you get ready for practice, and once you get into practice, you don't get told this and that. You just gotta watch and learn. So I feel like especially that first day, it was pretty overwhelming.
So just kind of like a lot of soaking up, learning what you got to do, and especially LSU being such a big campus, I bet it's kind of hard to find some of those classes, especially on the first day, compared to St. James High School.
Yeah, definitely, especially a lot of walking. Like it's not everything not compacted together. It's like I said, it's a good distance. Back in my freshman year, I probably walked like a couple miles a day.
Oh wow, just like from class to class.
Yeah, from class to class and then to the facility.
Then, so what was, as far as like training wise, what was the big difference you found between like high school and then right when you kind of got introduced to LSU, their program and all of that?
Well, one of the first things I noticed was, just before we did weightlifting and all that, I see a lot of like, joking around, stuff like that. But it's like once the cleats come on, I see everybody just, like it's a switch.
Mm-hmm.
Like it ain't no more clowning. Ain't nobody like nobody laughing. And like messing up, if you mess up and it caused the team, they're not gonna like you. So
Yeah.
it's like once the flip is switch, it's like it go from joking to business.
So freshman year, what was kind of like that highlighting moment that was like, okay, I'm here. This is it. If you had a moment like that, like a moment that made you realize like, oh, like here we are.
Oh yeah, definitely. I said back when we used to practice during the spring. No, it was the camp time, and so we'll give looks. The freshmen will give looks for the older dudes and the starters and all that, and they'll have the threes be looks for like the one offense. And when I used to go against them, I'm like this ain't no high school linemen. Like this
Yeah.
real deal linemen. This college top of the top college.
Yeah, some of the best.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, you're in the SEC, one of the bigger conferences, if not the best conference, and you're going against them every single day,
Right.
just straight out of high school. So, I mean, obviously, it's got to be a little overwhelming.
Yeah. That was definitely the wake up call though.
So, going on to sophomore year, what were you like most excited about for sophomore year?
I feel like the most thing I was excited about was just, ready to display my skills.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just especially my freshman year, I had to wait my turn. And then my sophomore year, I still had to wait, but I mean, I got more exposure, and that like you making plays and stuff, and people realize your potential is really exciting.
So tell me about kind of like that waiting time. How was that? Because high school, you're always kind of like the top guy. So now you're kind of waiting for that chance to put your foot through the door and show what you're made of. Uh, how was that wait, and like how did it build you as a person?
I could say that the first couple of games it was pretty frustrating, just sitting there watching on the sideline the whole time, and like only getting in during special teams. Definitely had a lot of frustrating moments when it came to not being able to play on the field. Just especially because I know what I can do and what I
Hmm.
could bring to the field, and it was just like I was itching to showcase it. But as the games go on, and I realized more, it's like when I pray about it and stuff like that, all the answer I always get is it's not your turn. Like your time will come, but it's not right now. Just be patient. And I felt like that's one of the things that I learned throughout my freshman year, just learning to be patient.
Hmm. And do you find like your faith really helps you a lot with football? Just kind of like the patience and kind of like you said, waiting your turn. Uh, how does faith like keep you involved with that?
Fate play a big part. There's a lot of times where, back in my freshman sophomore year, I was ready to quit or something like that. But, just being able to sit down and have that one on one with the man above, it made things easier. Like being able to take some of that stress away. And it's just crazy how just like one simple prayer could just go from, I can't do this no more to I got this, like
Yeah,
I can do this.
yeah, and that's great. God is so good, and He puts us all in great blessings. So, what was your funnest game sophomore year? If you had to say which game was the best to you?
I say my funnest game had to be Mississippi State. That's when I'm gonna walk you through the play because that's when I got like a big time sack. It was a third down situation. We had to get them off the field and score to like keep them from winning. And it was a play where we overloaded on one side. So it was like three people on three people with between two linemen. And I wouldn't say I messed up the call. I knew what the call was, but I just said forget the call because like when you have a use like in football, when you have an opportunity, you just gotta take it. And it's like sometimes following the guidelines all the time ain't the way to go. Sometimes you gotta like stray away from it sometimes, and that's what I did, and that leaded to me ended up getting a sack, and some of my teammates, ended up jumping on me and all that, celebrated to the sideline. Then my position coach came and he yelled and was like, run the dang play. And then later on, like 10 seconds later, he was like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, good job and all that. So I felt like that was a really fun moment. I really enjoyed that game.
Yeah, and so kind of moving on, junior year. What were you most excited about junior year?
I said most thing I was excited about was showing people that that's not the ceiling. Like I can still climb even higher than last year.
Okay, and did you start throughout the whole season? Like when did you really start kind of getting in the playing time at junior year from the jump or
Yeah, it was from the jump. Wait, yeah, it was definitely yeah, it was from the jump. My sophomore year, I got a lot of playing time, but then my junior years really kicked off, and I got the starting spot.
and what was like kind of your favorite moments from junior year?
I'd say some of my favorite moments was just being able to play on side the people that I'm with all the time that like see what I go through. Like we all see what we go through because we all do the same thing, and being able to play on side them and make plays with them is pretty rewarding.
Yeah. And what was it like being able to play in the bowl game this year?
Playing in a bowl game is always fun. I feel like the importance of a bowl game is to not only like, you know, show showcase your skills or like get the younger people playing time and all that. But I really like the week leading up into it is pretty fun. Like you have a whole week of like just activities planned out. Like you do practice and all that, and once you get over practice, you gotta have fun. Like last year we did um we went to, I want to say, Tampa, and we went to amusement park there, had a lot of fun. The year before that, we went to Orlando, and I think they got Disney, no,
Yeah,
yeah, Disney World
Disney
in
World
Orlando,
and
and we ended up going there. And the year before that, um we was in Texas at the Galleria, and we had like a rodeo show and all that. So
okay.
like being able to do a bowl game is pretty fun. I love it.
So before we move on to senior year, um, just some things to kind of like lay low, like after when you're not doing football. What are some of the things that you like to do?
Things I like to do, I like to play my game. I got like a PC. I do streaming from time to time.
Oh, you like to stream?
Yeah, I like to stream. If I'm not streaming, then I'm in here catching up on some anime or rewatching some anime. And if I'm not doing none of that, then I'm probably washing my car. Yeah.
What kind of car?
2019 Mustang 5.0.
Nice, nice. So what are your favorite games to stream?
I say my number one favorite game to stream is GTA RP. So you ever heard of that?
I have heard of that.
Yeah, basically like it's like GTA, but it's more real. You can do more realistic things. Like I got one character, he's an actual cop, and I can like pull people over if I want and stuff like that. And I got another character that's like on the EMS team, and I could like bring people back if they got injured or something like that. But other than GTA RP, another game I like to stream is Roblox. They got a lot of, I feel like they got a lot of fun, scary games on it. Some people might call it childish. I think it's
I
fun.
no, my friends play Roblox too. They really do have like everything, like
Yeah.
a crazy amount of stuff to
I
do.
even played one game. It was like a shooting game, but it looked so realistic. I didn't even realize it was called, I didn't realize it was Roblox. It
Yeah,
looked like Call of Duty. But I really like to stream the scary game because it get a good scream on me, and apparently
yeah.
the viewers like to see it.
So, do you find that like, well, I'm trying to figure out how I want to ask this. Do you play like any of the sports games?
Yeah, I like to play. I'm a heavy 2K player.
Okay.
I'm just not consistent. It makes me mad. Stop playing, and then I'll start playing again. Especially since I put a lot of money into it, making bills. But yeah, I'm a heavy 2K player. I also play Rocket League a lot.
Okay. Rocket League's hard.
Yeah,
They got some good
the
players.
mechanics. I feel like that's the hardest game to get the mechanics down.
Yeah.
Like, and then Fortnite's a close second, but I don't play Fortnite. I feel like it's too hard for me.
Yeah. Fortnite, there are a lot of sweats.
Yeah, but I stream Rocket League a couple times, but the game I've been streaming the most right now is Lethal Company.
Okay, I never heard of that one.
So it's like a game where you get landed on this planet, and they got different types of monsters, but they got like this weekly quota that you got to have by the end of the week, and you got to go around the map finding objects to sell, like a painting or something like that to sell it. But they got these monsters, like they got this one monster that's a coil head, and whenever you turn around, if no one looking at it, then it's gonna come for you. But if you look at it, it's not gonna come for you no more. So it's pretty fun.
Yeah. So, are you excited for the new NCAA to come out?
Oh yeah, I'm be playing myself all the time. I already caught a glimpse of me in the trailer. And
Yeah, I was about to mention that.
it's just glimpse, but hey, it means a lot to me.
Yeah, how does that feel? Like, cause I'm sure you played NCAA 14, all the old ones.
Yeah.
I did too. What does that mean to like see yourself in the game?
I feel like the main thing is I can use that as bragging rights
Uh-huh.
because being on it's NCAA 25. Like the last one was what NCAA 14,
Yep.
and that was years ago, like PS2 time, and being able to play the game again, but not only playing it, but be in it.
Yeah, and like actual like see the name of on the back of your jersey,
Right.
like
Like that's something you can like have for memories and tell your kids, and your kids can tell your kids.
if you had a projected overall on what you should be, what do you think it'd be?
All right. I say if I had to predict, I think they'll give me like high 70s, like 70. I'm really feeling 78, 79.
I feel like they're
Or
very
maybe
harsh.
I don't know. I feel like if they're just as harsh as Madden, as like the Madden games, then I'm thinking 70, like high 70s. But like my thought is that they're gonna be harsh with it. But if they ain't harsh with it, then I'm thinking like low 80s, like 83.
So how did that process like work out? Did they hit y'all up and were like, do you want to be in the game? How did that really work?
So it was so they made an announcement that they were gonna send contracts to all the athletes, and basically the contract was saying that we get money and we get a copy of the game and we go be in the game. All we gotta do is sign it. And they sent the contract over to us. I forgot what app they used, but they sent it over to, and all you have to do is just sign it, read it through, and sign it.
And do y'all get the copy earlier than everyone else, or
Nah, it didn't mention that. It just said we was going to get it for free.
well, I mean that's pretty crucial though. So
All right.
it would be nice to get it a little early,
Yeah,
before everyone
but
else.
I mean, I ain't complaining.
Yeah, that'd be a good stream.
Yeah, definitely. Being able to play yourself, especially I like how you can create, especially in NCAA 14. I always create a wide receiver, and it'll be like do this route, but you just do whatever route you want to get wide open. Yeah.
So, what do you think is the biggest thing that you're out to go for this season? Like, what is some of your goals for the senior year?
Well, one of my goals, well, two of my goals is to be All American, and being All American meaning I'm gonna be All SEC, which is two goals that I really want. One of my other goals is to like have people stop sleeping on me. Basically, like I want to wake people up and let them know who I am and like why they should know who I am.
Yeah. And do you think that this year will be? I feel like a lot of people are just kind of sleeping on the team a little bit in general. Jaden leaves. People don't know where things are at,
Def-
but like you said, like everyone says, it's only y'all. Y'all are spending every day with each other. Y'all know how
right? Only we
capable.
know.
So I'm excited to see what happens this season. As far as that, how do you feel about the SC game going to Vegas? Are you excited for that?
Oh yeah, I never been to Vegas before. You know, one of the main things I like about football too is that even though you go into different states on a business trip, you still going to experience other states, and that's one thing I like. Like before that, well, I played AAU basketball. We went from state to state a lot. I think, well, the furthest I went was New York, and that was a fun experience. But just between AAU and doing college football, it made me realize that I actually like getting out to other states.
Mm-hmm. And that one, is that going to be played where the Raiders play?
I'm
Or
not sure.
okay, I thought it might have been. It probably is, but that's going to be really exciting, I bet.
Oh, yeah.
And what would you say personally is the best part about playing at LSU?
Mm. I say the best part is it's just the experience that you get. And by experience, I mean like the experience in general, like experience meeting new people, experience and recognizing your worth and like, like where you stand and stuff like that. Experience like the college life, experience with, the football side of things, like forming brotherhoods with, cause I always say like you rarely have friends from high school and have the same high school friends throughout your life, but college, that's a different thing, man. That's
Yeah.
people that you meet them, you gonna know them for the rest of your life. Like I say, like the people you meet in college is the people that's gonna come to your wedding or something like
Walking your
that.
wedding. Yeah.
So yeah, being able to experience stuff like that, I feel like that's the best part.
And what would be your advice to like some of the youth, especially coming from St. James, very small area, everyone knows everyone. Um, what would be like your advice to them for those who want to play football and maybe one day play for the Tigers like you?
I feel like one advice is don't have a big head. Like there's like thousands of other people that's just as talented as you. Now, you might have that one in a million person every now and then, but 9 times out of 10, everybody's the same as you. Like, say for me, they got a bunch of other 6'5", 250 plus defensive ends that's in college that's finna go to the league just like me. It's about how you separate yourself from like other people. Like, we got workouts 8 a.m. in the morning, and the time you're supposed to show up is at least 5 minutes before, but are you gonna show up 20 minutes before? Maybe get a stretching or something like that, or like, are you gonna stay after, get some more film working or something like that? So it's just about the amount of work you put in is the amount. I mean, the work that you put in is the outcome that you're gonna get. So if you want if you want to be an All-American, like I want to be All-American, you can't just say it. You got to do All-American things. You got to be up early. Like some people don't like to wake up early. Like I don't like to wake up early, but I see it as a business. Like just like with school. School's not my thing, but I get the work done. I do what I got to do in order to,
Play.
be able to play because I see it as a business. And so the 3 points is to keep keep a humble head, treat things like a business, and the work you put in is the outcome you have.
Those are great advice. What would you say is like, being that this is your senior year, do you kind of see yourself as more of like the leaders, kind of bringing in, to the freshmen and to all the younger classes? Do you kind of see yourself in that leader role?
Yeah, I see myself as a leader, but not as a vocal leader. I'm more of a, example, like
Lead by example.
lead by example type of person, especially when it comes to like the freshmen that play my position. I like to show them how it's done. Like if they ask, instead of like while I'm talking, I'm showing them like, it's your hand, I go like this or something like that. Just, just being able to lead by example.
Mm-hmm. And obviously, what would be some of your future goals? It could be football or beyond football. What would be some of your future goals that you'd like to have?
Well, one of my goals once I make it to lead is to not only play, but be able to get my second contract. I feel like, especially from what I heard a lot of people say, oh, you get your rookie signing bonus, this and that, but your second contract is really where it's at. So that's like, I feel like that's a main step, that's a main milestone when it comes to football. And that's one of the goals I want to have. Outside of football, I just wanted to be able to live a comfortable life. One of my, one of my goals is to finish like after I'm done with football, I want to be able to do something I love. So instead of finishing football and then working a job just to earn money, even though I don't like the job, I don't want to be able to do that. So I feel like that's one of my most important goals is just to, after football, I want to be able to do something that I love.
Mm-hmm. And what are like some of those things that you like to do outside of football? Like, what could you see yourself doing maybe?
Well, I could see it one of two ways. I could see myself streaming, streaming / YouTube, or I can see myself being in the car industry.
Okay.
Because I'm really into cars, especially American cars.
Okay. If you had like a top three, if someone was able to give you three cars, whatever cars you wanted, what three would you pick?
Well, first for my American car, I'm picking GT 500, which you know what that is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
GT 500. I pick it because I feel like it's different. I feel like the the norm is Hellcat this, Hellcat that, but I'm not I'm not really like a no.
Go with the flow. You
Yeah, I'm not
do
a
your
go
own
with the flow
thing.
person. I'm like do my own thing, Miles Morales
Yeah.
type thing. But I say second, I gotta go to luxury car. I really like the GT. I meant the what is it called? Bentley GT Spur.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking
yeah, I
about.
really like that car. I like the style on the car, and I really like how the front of the car look. Um, and I said my third car would be third car would have to be like an everyday car. So I'm thinking like a Tesla Plaid or something like that.
Mm.
Easy on gas. Well, don't even have gas.
Yeah.
So won't really be spending that much.
Do you find that Teslas like to be kind of cool? I know some people are kind of hit or miss on them.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm with American muscle, so I'm gasoline all the way. But having a electric car has a lot of perks. Like it don't cost that much to fill up, and when you do fill up, you can go a good while, like 500 miles or something like that. Um, what else? It's not even expensive. Like
Mm-hmm.
most Teslas I see is like 40,000 at most or something like that. Um, what else? It just got a lot of features that a
Yeah.
gasoline car just wouldn't have.
Yeah. And especially like the big iPad kind of
Like, I
tablet
feel like it has luxury.
while
Like
being modern.
it's just all in one package. Like you get the luxury of a like a luxury car, you get the sportiness of a muscle car, and I just
Do you ever see yourself driving a Cybertruck maybe in the future? Or it's just a little too much?
yeah, I feel like the Cybertruck is just a little too much, but a Tesla Plaid is right where it's at.
Yeah. So obviously, no matter where you get to play is going to be a blessing, and I'm confident you're going to do great things. But if you had a place like maybe little you, where would little Sai'Vion would have wanted to play in the NFL? Would it have been the 49ers or
Yeah, it would have been the 49ers, but now me,
uh-huh.
any team down south but New Orleans.
But New Orleans?
Yes. Nothing against New Orleans. Love the Saints. I played in their dome. I met Teddy Bridgewater. He came to our
Hmm.
sideline and played, but I can't picture myself staying in Louisiana all my life. So
Yeah, and I mean, it's like they rarely draft LSU players. Me and Sherman kind of talked about that on his episode. They just kind of skip out on them, so maybe you won't have
yeah,
that much
but
to worry about.
just might be my luck. Hope not. But I mean, at the end of the day, wherever I play,
It's gonna be a blessing,
yeah.
and I believe you're gonna do great wherever it is. But how do you feel about, I guess, the way that college football is going? I feel like it's so much so much more than football now. What do you think about the evolution of college football and where we're at today?
I feel like it's trending in the right direction with being able to let athletes, use NIL to earn money on the side. I feel like that's something that should have been happening since the start of college because, like professional athletes do it, so why can't college athletes do it? Like, I don't know. I just never really get it. And I especially like the new playoffs, how instead of it's just 4 teams, it's like
12?
12. Yeah, 12 teams. I always thought it was kind of weird that 2 losses could end your whole season.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like having 12 teams be in the playoffs instead of just 4 is a huge step up from, what we went from 4 teams before.
Do you think they should show more siding towards the SEC when it comes to those 12 teams? Because, like, in my opinion, a team in the SEC who might have lost 2 games compared to a team in like the ACC who only lost like maybe one. They kind of like side on the people who have less losses and really don't really go into it. Like you kind of saw Georgia got exited out of the 4. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I feel like that's stuff like that should play a huge factor, and not just saying it because I'm in the SEC, but like let's be honest,
Yeah,
a loss against Alabama and Georgia, 2 of the toughest team in the SEC, and college football should not be equivalent to 2 losses from a D3 school or something like
yeah.
that. Like I always thought that should play like a huge factor when it comes to stuff like that. I really felt like Georgia shouldn't have get kicked out, but I mean, it is what it is. So
Yeah, and this year maybe we'll be able to host a home playoff game the way it works in Death Valley. I think that'd be awesome.
oh yeah, yeah, that Valley definitely be at his all time highest, loudest, anything. It'll be just like Alabama when they had like a little mini earthquake. Yeah, I feel like that'll be a fun thing to do. Yeah,
That was your sophomore year when y'all played LSU.
yeah, that was my sophomore year.
How how was that feeling? Cause I was at that game. Take me through that.
It was it's leading up to them last second. It was a lot of prayers. Man, I feel like it was a lot of prayers on both sides of the ball. And I know like when it comes to something like that, a prayer ain't the right thing that you need. You just need faith in your teammates and stuff like that. So there was a lot of faith that got placed onto my teammates, a lot of prayers, a lot of looking away, eyes closed. And, after that, just a lot of excitement going on, especially when everybody started rushing the field. It was a pretty fun experience.
hmm So, out of everyone on the team, who would you say is the funniest person on the team?
That's the funniest person. Um, well, I got 3.
All right, you can go. You can
I
go
say
3 in order.
2 from the D linemen and 1 is a linebacker. In no particular order, I have to say, Brandon Swinson. He's
Okay.
a pretty funny dude. He transferred from Oregon, played a season with us. But I mean, we've been close ever since he got here because the chemistry is just like
Yeah.
that. Another person is Deshaun Womack, sophomore. He got here around the same time Brandon Swinson came through, and he another pretty funny dude. And I said the last person is Harold Perkins. He pretty funny. We usually like to clown with each other a lot,
hmm
especially if all 4 of us in the same area. We definitely do a lot of clowning.
Yeah. Uh, do y'all have anyone on the team who like tries to be funny but is really not that funny? Or
Let's see. Actually, nah. I feel like everybody funny in their own way.
yeah,
I don't
kind
think
of
people
bring
try to
something.
force being funny,
hmm
even though they're not funny. Yeah. That,
Okay. So just kind of like taking away, going into this season, what is just like it being your final year, what does this mean to you?
It means a lot, especially since I know that like after this, it ain't like what I do this year is what my resume go be in the NFL. It don't matter what I did my freshman year or my sophomore year or junior. It's about what I do this season. So I feel like it's a lot riding on my shoulders, but it ain't nothing I can't handle. Like it ain't nothing stressful that's going on. It's just, I know what the stakes are this year and I'm ready for it.
Mm-hmm. And before I kind of get into my last segment, how do you kind of find that balance? Because, like you said, you're working, doing workouts, practice, got to balance school. Um, that's a lot for someone our age to take up. And I really don't think a lot of people just kind of look at the mental health side of it. So, like, what kind of allows you to kind of cool down?
I said the best thing that worked for me is when like whenever you get free time, it don't matter if it's for 30 minutes, you need to do something that you love to do. Like if I got workouts at if I did workouts at 10 o'clock, but I gotta come back at 3 afterwards, I'm coming home to play my game. Like it's just something that I have to do. Like it just takes away the stress and stuff like that. And like I don't think many people realize that like just taking time to do something that you love to do, giving time to yourself is just it can help you out so much instead of just having stress this, thinking about that. Even when you're on your free time, you thinking about this and that. Like I think it's free time for a reason. It's like it's not just like free time away from football physically, but like also mentally. It's just times where you don't have to think about stuff like that. Like the way I see things is like what's going on now. Like right now, I'm not worried about football because this is my free time. Like this is my time away from football. But of course, when it's back to go back, like when it's time to go back to football, that's when I'm back. Thinking about football and locked in.
Yeah. So my final segment I always ask everyone kind of ties in with the name. So why exactly do you enjoy life?
Mm. I feel like I enjoy life because it's like the when I see things, it's like it's so much things that to life that you can do that if you just like do it. You know what I mean? Like I was just thinking about this the other day, like just about like the amount of jobs they got. Like it's just crazy. No, not even jobs. Like how many different worlds they got. Like they got the football world, they got the basketball world, they got the cars world, the gaming world, the anime world. It's just so
Mm-hmm.
much worlds, and it's like when I think about it like that, it's like I want to enjoy this stuff. So I feel like that's how I go about life.
And just kind of like being able to take time to enjoy every little aspect of life.
Right.
Yep. And I mean, those are all great answers. But with that being said, I don't want to keep you too long. I just want to say thank you for letting me into your home
No, no problem.
and letting me do this. I just want to wish you the best of luck this season. I'm sure everything's going to work out, especially for the draft. Fingers crossed, no saints. But anyway, Sai'Vion, thank you for letting me on, bro. It
No,
means the world. Uh, Maybe we can do one in the future, and we'll be talking about in the league.
right. We just might have to.
But with that being said, thank y'all for watching. If you haven't, please hit that like, comment, and subscribe button. Also, go check out his streams.
Go ahead.
You want to drop the name?
The stream is Jones Kid, which is JONESKID. Or you can also catch me on TikTok streaming, which is my name, SAIVION Jones. And I try to stream once a week or something like that. But definitely make sure you subscribe and tune in.
Bet. So we'll y'all go check that out, and I'll put the link on the YouTube video. But with that being said, y'all have a good day, night, whatever y'all are watching. We're out.